Good day. These are the headlines from the Philippine News Agency. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. confirmed today the release of Noralyn Babadilla, the second Filipino taken hostage in Gaza amid the conflict between Israel and the Palestinian militant group Hamas. On his official X account, Marcos said that Babadilla is now safely back in Israel and is set to receive help from the Philippines and the Israeli authorities. Marcos said Babadilla's release means all Filipinos affected by the war have been accounted for. He thanked Israel authorities for facilitating the release of Babadilla, as well as the governments of Egypt and Qatar for their help in securing her. The president earlier confirmed the release of Filipino national Pacheco, who, along with Babadilla, was among the foreign nationals taken hostage by the Hamas group on October 7. Meanwhile, the Israeli government has promised to provide lifetime aid to the bereaved families of the 4 Filipinos killed in the Hamas attack last month. Israel ambassador to the Philippines Ilan Flas paid tribute to the 4 Filipinos as he announced that Israel will be providing a base of 100,000 pesos in monthly aid to the victims' immediate family. Flas said recently released caregiver Jimmy Pacheco could also qualify for monthly aid following his 49 days captivity. The Israel Embassy on Tuesday held a mass for Angeline Aguirre, Loretta Alacre, Grace Cabrera, and Paul Castelvi, the 4 Filipinos killed when the Hamas mounted a cross-border attack in Israel. The Philippine government and the National Democratic Front have agreed to conduct a principled and peaceful resolution of the armed conflict. In a press briefing, Presidential Peace Advisor Carlito Galvez Jr. said the two parties signed a joint communique in Oslo, Norway on November 23. He said both parties recognize the need to unite and resolve the reasons for the armed conflicts, as well as socio-economic and environmental issues and foreign security threats. The parties also agreed to come up with a peace framework as they acknowledge their deep-rooted grievances. Galvez said resolving the roots of conflict and ending the armed struggle shall pave the way for the transformation of the CPP, NPA, and the FP. It also aims to attain relevant reforms leading towards a just and lasting peace. The joint statement resulted from a series of informal discussions held since 2022 between the Philippine government and the NDF, with the facilitation of the Royal Norwegian government. Galvez said the Philippine government and the NDF will likely meet for peace talks by the first quarter of 2024. He expressed optimism that the exploratory talks would pave the way to a final peace accord with the NDF. The Land Transportation Office is set to hold a motor vehicle registration caravan as it encourages delinquent owners to register their motor vehicles. LTO Chief Assistant Secretary Vigoro Mendoza II said the registration caravan will be conducted across the country in coordination with barangay officials. It aims to implement a simplified registration process for clients who are facing difficulties in using the online platform. The caravan targets about 24.7 million unregistered motor vehicles that will be affected by the strict implementation of the no registration, no travel policy. Based on LTO data, these include mostly motorcycles with expired registrations. Metro Manila, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon have the most number of delinquent motor vehicles. Mendoza urged delinquent motor vehicle owners to register in order to avoid penalties and the impounding of their vehicles. Mali, the resident elephant of Manila Zoo and the only elephant in the Philippines, has died at the age of 49. Mali died at 3:45 p.m. inside the Manila Zoo in Malate due to illness. At a press conference today, Manila Zoo veterinarian Dr. Heinrich Patrick Domingo said the female elephant died due to congestive heart failure while suffering from cancer. He said her heart had difficulty pumping blood because many of her organs were affected by tumors. Domingo said Mali started showing signs of feeling unwell since Friday and continued struggling until she eventually died. Manila Mayor Hani Lacuna announced the death of the elephant, also known as Vishwa Mali, on Tuesday night. The female elephant was born in Sri Lanka in 1974 and was donated to then First Lady Imelda Marcos. Lacuna said they plan to preserve Mali's remains through taxidermy. Meanwhile, the city government of Manila will follow up with Sri Lanka on its promise of giving another elephant to the Manila Zoo. In news overseas, Pope Francis has canceled his upcoming trip to Dubai for the COP28 climate talks based on his doctor's advice due to flu-like symptoms. The Vatican said the Pope has regrettably accepted his doctor's request to cancel his trip despite his condition already improving. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni, however, said the Pope still wished to be part of discussions in Dubai and they are finding ways to make it happen. Last Saturday, Pope Francis canceled his events due to what Vatican called as light flu symptoms. The 86-year-old Pope planned to become the first pontiff to attend the United Nations event since it began in 1995. The Pope has made environmental protection a cornerstone of his 10-year papacy. He insisted on the link between climate change and poverty, with the world's most marginalized suffering the worst of global warming. Pope Francis was expected to use the COP28 talks to incite actions towards the further reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account, via the News and Information Bureau website, nib.gov.ph, under PNA News, or the Facebook page of the Presidential Communications Office, or PCO. It's 26 days before Christmas. I am Marita Muaje, and this is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.